Given our full agenda, I did choose to limit my spoken comments so that we can spend time on the strategic plan and ensure time for the budget presentation. But we do want to make sure that you are informed about all of our student accomplishments and the engagement of faculty and staff. So at your place, there is another update for you. It's a compilation of a weekly update that goes out from Student Development Ed Affairs that really does a great job of highlighting on a weekly basis many accomplishments of our students, faculty, and staff. So you have that as a reference, but I do want to just feature a couple of big accomplishments that may not be listed in there. So students at CLC who belong to our chapter of the Skills USA displayed their technical and leadership skills at the State Leadership and Skills Conference in Springfield this past April. Those students joined more than 2,000 contestants to compete in 130 hands-on activities. The CLC students were very successful, taking home 3 gold and 3 silver medals. Congratulations to the students and their faculty mentors. We offer them best wishes as the first place winners will move forward to the national competition held in June in Louisville, Kentucky. And then in May, the College of Lake County Automotive Collision and Repair students were recognized for a service learning project that they worked on this spring. Students in 3 classes refurbished an old trailer that a local church uses to respond when a disaster such as a house fire or a flood occurs. On the screen you can see the students and the faculty who participated, or some of the students, not all, and the trailer is behind them. And they received a plaque from the organization that they completed this work for, which is at my place. Perhaps Trustee Anderson could hold it up for the rest of the group to see. But the plaque says, the Journey Disaster Response Team recognizes CLC's Automotive Collision Repair Class of 2019 for repairing, painting, and refinishing the Journey Disaster Response Unit. The Journey Disaster Response Team, our partners in our community, are grateful for the instructors and students of the ACR Class of 2019 for the positive impact they made in our community. Thank you for the gifts of service and volunteer spirit to help make the communities we serve safer. And a special thank you to CLC's Department Chair Octavio Cavazos and Instructor Alfredo Rios for their support of students working on this project. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to all of you trustees for your engagement in all of the end-of-year events for students, the recognition banquets. There are too many to name, and I think between Alexa and the President's report, it outlined many of them, but also activities at the state level as well. There's a lot going on this time of year, and it feels really good as a president of a college to have so many engaged trustees being visible and present and participating in these activities. It means a lot to the students, and it means a lot to the staff and faculty as well. And then finally, also on that note, want to extend my appreciation to the many, many staff and faculty who participate in coordinating all of those events in participation with the students. It's an extra lift at this time of year as we're wrapping up a semester. It always leaves us feeling absolutely exhausted and inspired at the same time. So thank you to our team for all of their work. So before I begin, I don't know, Carol, if you want to pull this slide up. Before I begin the input process for the strategic plan, which is a big component of my report today, I do want to feature a video that we've recently been rolling out here at the college, which was a collective effort, I believe, between our Diversity Council, our International Ed Program, and the Multicultural Center, which is really around the theme of "You are welcome here," which is certainly what we want every individual who crosses our threshold to feel. So, Carol, do you want to get that going?
May walk to the doors.
No.
Every time I walk through the doors at CLC, I know I'm going to see someone
who's made an impact on my life.
It makes me feel
It
welcome.
makes me feel welcome.
Feel welcomed.
It makes me feel welcomed, knowing that I'm surrounded by people who support me to succeed.
You see people of all ages,
And our lives
In all life stages,
interacting and moving forward together.
Cultures from all over the world.
cultures from all over the
The
world.
world,
are not only represented, but respected.
Being a part of student events and clubs has helped me form
It's
relationships.
helped me form relationships that make me feel like I belong at the College of Lake County.
My professors are always helping me to reach my goals.
Staff and students are friendly.
They say hi,
They say hi, open doors.
And smile.
smile.
What makes being at CLC meaningful
Meaningful?
are the people who become part of your
Part
day,
of your day.
sharing questions
Sharing questions.
Sharing questions,
and
concerns.
stories with each other. These
These
conversations
These
conversations
conversations connect us and remind me that I'm welcome. And by joining these conversations,
I pass along that welcome to others too.
I pass along that welcome to others too.
The support at CLC met me where I am.
The academics here will take me where I want to go.
Thank you, Carol. So those are all of our real faces of students, staff, and faculty demonstrating kind of the environment we want everyone to feel. And we'll begin to integrate that presentation into many of our activities in the college, including new student orientation. So it's kind of fun to roll that out. We do have the 50th anniversary video at the back end of this presentation. I'll show that if we have time. I know you heard it at graduation. I don't know that you could actually see it given the position you were sitting on the stage with the screen. So if you want to see that, I do have it queued up for us. But what I would like to do is kind of get us moving on the strategic plan, because we are anxious to move forward in finalizing the next steps, which I will go through with you. But as you know, over the past year, we've used many different methods to gather input while we reframe and reimagine CLC's launch into the next 50 years. Today, we are hoping to obtain your input to each strategic pillar, the definitions and the strategies specifically that we want to embark on. If time allows, we'll also invite comments on the mission, vision, and values, which were previously emailed to you, and you had an opportunity to give input through a survey tool. These pillar strategies and the mission, vision, and values will guide our work over the next 5 years. And this strategic plan is robust, multi-pronged, and a big set of priorities that we will use to re-engineer the college to be relevant for the community, the workforce, and the students today and tomorrow. In order to provide insight for you, just kind of what next steps look like, today we're obtaining your input, and then we will use your input to do any modifications. Then we will take this information and share it broadly internally, and we will send it back out to those external partners who provided input as well, as a way to validate that we listened. Then we will establish a scorecard for each pillar with the targets that go with those through 2024. Then we need to develop our annual fiscal year 20 college plan, which in some regard is pending based on the budget proposal as well. And then we will finalize the strategic plan and targets, bringing this back to you in June for approval. And then we will soft launch the plan in July with a full launch at our kickoff in service in August. So that's where we're going. In order to organize our input process at your place, you do have the strategic pillars, and there are 4 guiding questions that I thought you could just keep in front of you as we go forward, because the page will not show on the screen while the pillar is up. but we will use these 4 questions kind of as a collective. I won't ask each question individually, but we are interested to know what clarifications you need based on what you've reviewed. Do you feel that the pillar aligns with our aspirations, and are there any comments or recommendations you'd like to offer at this time so we can use those in modifications? And then our question as we move through this will be, with the modifications as discussed, do you support moving forward with the proposed definitions and strategies? As a quick reminder, I just want to ensure that everyone recalls the process we've used, which has been user-centered as a design process, meaning students, community, and workforce, as well as our employees. And so this has been an effort in identifying problems or challenges and then transitioning those into solutions for those we serve. So gathering input, understanding the problems in the user experience, and then finding the solution for that user, and hopefully through these strategies the benefits and outcomes for success will evolve. And so these are the pillars that you've seen before. There are 6 strategic pillars that we have anchored everything around. The first 3 pillars really address mission fulfillment and the core purpose for CLC, and really are the central focus of why we exist, and that's serving our students. Pillar 4, community and workforce partnerships, demonstrates acknowledgement of the fact that our service extends beyond the walls of the college, and that we measure our success through the success that we create to the collective entities that we serve, to grow our economy and build thriving communities. The priorities within this pillar are a direct reflection of the expressed needs of our community and workforce input sessions. And finally, the bottom 2 pillars, pillars 5 and 6, while pillars 1 through 4 really focus on the what we need to accomplish and to advance the college and those we serve, pillars 5 and 6 form the culture of the organization. So through building our culture and the strategic use of resources, it anchors how we will go about accomplishing the what, and then identifies what we need to prioritize in our how. So strategic pillar 1 is based on inputs from our users, being students, community, and workforce, using the data from all the assessments, also comparing against national best practice for student momentum, and achieving those aspirations that we set at the beginning of the strategic planning process. So we are focusing on 5 overarching priorities to solve the problems that were identified, and those goals are to build out a system that is seamless, easily navigable, and provides what is needed, when it's needed, and how it's needed to the students. So our goal is to build out the Lancer Success Framework, and I'm just going to briefly speak to that so you have a sense of what that looks like. I'm learning that visuals are helping our employees in comprehending this new language and what this framework may look like. So the Lancer Success Framework really goes from the point of access to the left side of the screen to the point of success for students. So it's their experience here, and it's about 4 stages of that journey: link, launch, learn, and leap. So as we build out this framework, these are examples of how we need to think about the student experience and ensure that the elements that we design into this system link seamlessly together so that students can make the transitions without additional effort or time or cost to their degree. So helping them connect with the college, helping them plan and go, ensuring that their academic, financial, success, transfer, and career plans are in place, that we're ensuring they're learning through all of the right support systems and best practice so they can transition best either to the university or to the workforce. The foundation for this Lancer Success Framework and all the work we do is the student success definition that we rolled out last fall, ensuring that we're providing that student-ready environment for students. So back to Pillar 1. Beyond the Lancer Success Framework that we will build out, we have to integrate the CLC student success definition and build essential practices to ensure students progress on their plan, as well as continue to address affordability for students and respond to the needs that they have for flexibility in delivery so they have greater access and options for their learning journey. So before I proceed, if you reference your questions, I'm going to pause for a moment and ask if you have any clarifications that you need on this information. Do you feel the pillars align with those initial aspirations we set? Do you have any comments that you'd like to offer? And I'm going to hope one of my great team is going to take great notes for me. Comments, feedback?
Are we using information from the program that we're involved in now to help facilitate and
good
build all
question.
this?
So one of the two big factors that were used through many of these pillars is the ICAT survey for Achieve the Dream was evaluated against. So there's multiple factors this got evaluated against. Our AQUIP team's initial draft, the ICAT survey tool, which weaves in all of the best practices, our Pathways assessment tool, and then our Illinois Equity and Attainment Equity Plan that we're bringing forward. So all of those aspects have been woven into that. That's where the things such as the essential practices for momentum, affordability, flexibility, and then the student success framework stem from. Yes, Alexa.
So in regards to access for the students, how are we going to improve that they are able to be notified of those resources that they have access to, or will we have like a one place to designate them to? Or?
Yeah, so this, just as a reference, so this strategic plan with the strategies is kind of the anchor. What our next step will be is defining the goals annually that will drive those kind of things. So some of our work in Achieve the Dream will be sending teams of people down to learn about new system designs and what we want to build into this. So the definitions of what we're going to improve would be the next phase of this work in building out our plan. That's a great question.
Thank you.
And we'll continue to use our students for feedback in that process. So are there, with any concerns in terms of supporting this and moving forward to the next phase of work? Okay. I'm going to keep us going. So strategic pillar 2, equity and inclusion. So pillar 2's emphasis is critically important to our work in student success, as well as addressing culture issues identified in our employee climate survey. This is a pillar that is for both students and employees. So work within this pillar creates success for every student and employee by providing the right environment with the right supports to ensure their achievement of academic, career, and personal goals. This pillar addresses 5 key areas: policy and procedures, professional development, decisions informed through disaggregated data, curriculum, and talent management for hiring, retention, performance management, compensation, and benefits. The primary benefit and outcomes through the work in this pillar is an enhanced culture and morale for employees and improved student success outcomes that are equitable across all of our student groups. So are there any clarifications or comments that you need or have?
I will say social justice is a buzzword
Yeah?
right about now.
Mhm.
Everybody is talking about social justice and what it means and how you incorporate it.
Right. Any concerns for supporting this pillar moving forward into the next phase of our work?
think you're good.
Okay, thank you. Strategic pillar 3, teaching and learning excellence that's the central focus of this pillar, and the aspects needed to ensure a rich learning environment for students. So based in benchmarks from the Community College Student Survey for Engagement, it really outlined the elements of this pillar. So work within this pillar significantly influences the learn component of the Lancer Success Framework and identifies 5 key strategies based on workforce and student input. Those 5 key strategies really are highlighted with experiential learning, so connecting learning in hands-on, real-world applications outside of the classroom. Building out employability skills. This was the most significant and consistent theme across every industry sector for our workforce input sessions. And it is about ensuring that students understand beyond the technical skills and knowledge that they come to receive, they still have to be people that employers want to employ. I always tell students, your knowledge and skills will get you hired, your employability skills will get you fired unless they're appropriate. So we want to make sure those are infused throughout the curricular experience. It also addresses active and collaborative learning. So we want to make sure that students have an active learning environment where they're building meaningful experiences with one another, with their faculty, as well as engaging deeply within the content. And then finally, professional development intentionally designed for both full-time and part-time faculty that aligns with our student success work, as well as technology integration to ensure that instructional technologies augment the student learning experience, improving their access and their success. So comments, questions? Concerns about moving it forward?
Looks good. Just out of curiosity though, what kind of professional development are we talking about?
Yeah, so we're engaged in conversations right now. One thing this college does well is invest in professional development for employees. However, it hasn't necessarily been intentionally aligned around building out the strategies for improving student success outcomes. So this will be about designing an intentional framework, thinking about what do new faculty really need in order to, similar to providing students what they need, when they need it, how they need it, doing the same for faculty and providing what they need, when they need, and how they need it. Newer faculty need different things to be great faculty than someone who's been here for 20 years, but really creating those intentional reflective learning experiences and helping them understand how to use data in order to influence their practice. Is
that like an in-service kind of a thing? Or?
It can be many forms. Most of it is delivered in-house. Some of it would be bringing external resources in-house, and some of it will be things like sending people to the trainings through Achieving the Dream, or the Excellency in Education, or our Illinois Equity Attainment Initiative. So we have some great external partners to grab resources from.
On the point of experiential learning, does that also include faculty bringing in outside people to speak to the classes and things? I know Dr. Griffin talks about doing that a lot where he teaches. Where is that? At Triton, right?
Triton College, yeah.
That little school.
Triton College.
That little school, right?
Talk about it?
You know, that's a great point, Rich, and perhaps this is written very much about going inside out, but maybe also we could write this to represent bringing outside in too. Yeah, great point. Yes, because it would be inclusive of that.
Okay.
I was just with Aldridge Company the other day, and we were recruiting one of their leaders to come in and meet with our students.
I think that's so beneficial to the students to see this is the real world, this is what goes on, and that this is what can be told and talked about with the students.
Absolutely, agreed. Other comments? Comfortable with moving this one forward?
Hard to argue against it.
Good point.